And I remember my conversation with my aunties, and I couldn't stop crying, and I knew something had gone wrong. I spoke to my best friend and I said, you know me so well, I'm never really like this, and I don't know, I can't stop crying and stuff, and I think something is not right with my emotions or whatever. And I visited the doctor, and the doctor kind of pointed out that I had to be on medication because I had a stress hormone bursted, and I couldn't handle the whole situation at home of a parent having a surgery and living alone, and going through all of that because I was around her and stuff. So I remember this, and then I had to be back at work, and I had to kind of go for a little bit of therapy and stuff. I don't know, there should be no stigma around therapy. It happens to everybody. It can happen at any age. I see so many people even now, older, taking therapy and speaking to counselors and stuff like that. Even in the offices, you talk to your people. So it's good, and always sharing with people helps, because it kind of helps you understand that it's not just you and it happens to a lot of people and stuff. And gym and clubs where you open up and share also helps, because you know that it's not happening with you and you're not isolated and stuff, okay? But also at the same time, looking at people who've been through similar problems and challenges don't mean that you kind of succumb to those outlooks and approaches. You got to be a winner, and you got to kind of find a solution to come out of it. So what does this guy do? So he says, you know what, I went for a treatment, and they were trying to resolve my personal issues, and regular therapy wasn't helping. So out of desperation, I visited a hypnotist, and within a few weeks, my problems disappeared, my challenges disappeared. I was back in the office, and when I would be around someone in front of whom I lost my temper, I would walk away, and I would say, I can't let somebody have so much of power over me. And then he called up his doctor, and when the doctor advised him to kind of visualize stuff and think about some good things and stuff and being brave and being strong, he says it was very dreamlike. And I came across that I would think of myself as a lion walking through a jungle, and I ran like a lion, I rode like a lion, and as the hypnotist instructed me, before even reacting or even saying anything, I would just back off and I would just let the person be. So I say this so many times. I've also learned this, over the years, that in the office and in organizations, you meet up people who are just out there to scream on you and lose their temper on you because they have so much of stuff going on and stuff. And I've encountered that as well. And, when you're working with someone, it becomes a little difficult to kind of walk away and stuff. But then when they say when the water crosses the bridge, you got to take charge of the situation and stuff. And I remember I've shared that I threw on one boss's face my notepad because he would bully everybody in the morning, and he was hitting on girls and stuff, and he would kind of get personal with me and flirt with me and stuff. And my friends were like, what did you just do? You just walked off. And of course I got an apology, and they rehired me like a few months later because the boss changed or whatever. And then the story where I was working for a media house, and the guy had some personal issues, and he would scream his lungs out because I was hired by him. I would not show any assertion, or I would not be reactive. But I remember those episodes and scenes, and I just got up. I don't know what, I just kind of collected my courage. I just walked out of the office, and I was like, I'm not coming back and stuff, And of course I got an apology there as well. But then I knew that it was because of some personal situations and a relationship mess that this guy was being this. So this is something which is relatable, because he says at the end that when I walk past an employee's computer screen and I see them not working, I don't point a finger at them. I just let them be for a while. And then after 10 minutes, I go and tell them, why don't you do your work here, because you're here to do your work, okay? So that makes people comfortable. And he says from being a reactive or an aggressive boss, I kind of boiled down to being an understanding person. And this thing about walking away from situations and environments which brought out the worst in me kind of kept me out of a situation and stuff, and I was back to my normal easygoing thing. So what I want to share here is that there are so many people who have this stuff happening. So when I went for my tooth surgery, when I went for my back therapy and stuff, and for my neck cervical, there's this room called trauma center. So trauma is something which people use very casually and regularly, and it can be a very serious affair. And I'm sharing this message because I see, the word used so casually, even also in the world of sports, when you're in the gym, when you're kind of in the stadium, when you're playing golf and stuff, so people talk about it. So the point is this, that when you've understood that it is something which is stressing you out or causing you some concern or whatever, the point is to find out a solution and to kind of change the narrative in your head and get out of it as a not a victim but as a winner. Okay, so hope this helps. I'm sharing this because this is one of the founders. When I read his stories, it kind of reminds you to kind of be mindful about how you talk and how you come across and how are you around people and stuff. And there was also this news in one of the countries that the lady was not getting work for 20 years when she was working for an organization, and she basically slammed a case on the guys for not giving her work, so she was kind of using her I feel she was using her situation of being kind of handicapped as an excuse, so the point is we have to be also careful that there are no stop stories and victim stories happening and stuff. And it's nice to be empathetic, it's nice to be compassionate, it's nice to be kind, but in India they say don't let anybody make you a big fool with the sob stories and the crybaby stories and stuff. And people come out of it as winners. So it's better to take professional help. And the idea is, if somebody has been through a trauma, try and not remind them about that situation, because when they go back home or when they are in the darkest of spaces and stuff, it's not a good idea to kind of mock them or kind of joke about it and stuff, and it's better if you can help them come out of it and stuff and be nice to them. So hope this helps. And this is where the founder's story seems nice. He's become a lion and he's roaring around. And this is what they say: be strong, be brave, and if you can kind of stay above all of it, and you can do away with these terms which are kind of serious in nature and depleting as well, then the day becomes joyful and you have fun at work and stuff and you enjoy. So put it behind your back. I've shared my personal story and my professional story with a reason here, because I see so much happening, but then it takes a good environment and it takes a good space to be at, and it takes a good set of people to be around you. So be cautious of who hires you and what fun you have at work. Put the stresses and the traumas behind your back and roll with the day and roll with the good times, and kind of breathe a fresh life into yourself and do stuff which gives you joy and happiness. And if you still feel that there's some persistent issues, or there are some persistent memories or negativity around this and stuff, then always a good idea to kind of pray and write about it, and kind of spend some time alone in nature or with people where you feel understood. Sometimes you may not even have your own people because you're traveling or you're relocated or whatever. So in that case, what do you do? In that case, you got to be self-sufficient and you have to kind of take care of yourself and stuff, and make sure that you do not become a part of environments and friendships and circles where only the negative emotions or the so-called monsters or demons come out, So there are good environments where you behave good. There are good environments where your good is at its best. So that's the best circle, or that's the best set of people to be around, including at work. So love and luck, take care, have fun, have a blast. So I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm on jkapani@gmail.com, and my alternate address is jashinkapani.im@gmail.com. And when you get into hobbies and you start discovering better stuff like music, drumming, or you're probably in stuff like shopping, retail, you're probably happy on your own, then obviously the world starts seems amazing and stuff, and you start looking at the positive in people around you and in the world and stuff. And your stories are those stories which are also lessons, and as a result of those stories and experiences, you've evolved and probably become a better person or become a stronger person, obviously help you grow and stuff, and they give you a better dimension on how to handle situations further. So take care, love and luck, and have fun, and get this thing in your head that watching news doesn't help. And if you feel that you're not in a situation or you're not able to handle stuff on a daily basis or in your personal life, then start writing and focusing on the priority tasks. So there are 20 things you got to do today. So make 10 happen, and then probably 10 can be postponed if they're not that important. And if it's a personal situation, then plan yourself and schedule yourself. If it's a wedding, if it's an event, if it's a game, if it's meeting a friend, if it's kind of going to the hospital, plan yourself in a way where it doesn't come in as a hindrance to your work and to your own personal and professional situations at home and work. Okay, so love and love. Take care. Have fun. Bye bye.